Where on earth do you buy goth clothes? In today's video, I'm gonna be answering this very frequently asked question. Hello spooky bats and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi and welcome. My name is Orphea and I'm a goth YouTuber from Belgium. In today's video, as the title and the intro say, I'm gonna be talking about shopping for goth clothes, the way I personally do it and all the ways that exist around the world. Now, I'm going to be talking mainly about my experience for my goth clothes, but I'm also going to be addressing a few alternatives and a few other shops, etc. The ones that I maybe don't shop at, but that I know exist. Before we get into the actual stores, I want to let you know that I live in Belgium, which is in Europe. So most of the things I will be talking about are specifically for Europe. I know that there's a lot of people from the United States watching my videos, and I know you do have alternatives or US-based stores that are similar to the ones I will be talking about. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section, and also if you have recommendations from other zones of the world where you live, feel free to let us know in the comment section as well. It is very much appreciated. First things first, let's get into one of my favorite types of shopping, which is secondhand shopping. Why? Because I refuse to pay full price for items of clothing that I can also buy secondhand. I love thrift stores, however, thrift stores in Belgium often don't really have like goth brand stuff or goth influenced clothing. And with thrift stores also come flea markets. We have them frequently here in Belgium, and every so often I can find people who are selling really nice black clothes or even goth clothes that they don't know the value of and sell them off really cheap. I bought a pair of New Rock boots in almost new condition for a friend for 25 euros. If you know that New Rocks are between 150 and 250 euros, you know that's a really good deal. So if you go to thrift stores, you have to be very lucky to find things. Same thing with flea markets. However, if you find things, you often pay very little money for what it actually is worth, and if it fits you, then it's even better. The thing with thrifting is that not everyone has thrift stores, secondhand stores, or even flea markets around them. However, there is a very good online alternative. I personally love to use the website Vinted. I have run into some issues with it already, with people trying to scam me. One of them successfully did it. Now I know how to react to it. It was very shitty. However, websites such as Vinted or Poshmark, I think it's called, or Kleiderkreisel in Germany, those websites are really good for finding alternative clothes. And I also know that Vinted has expanded their range, so now it's Belgium, the Netherlands, France and Italy, if I'm not mistaken, and Germany, that all ship to Belgium. So it's all like clustered together, which is very nice because you can find more clothing. The thing with Vinted is that if you find a bargain, you have to be really fast before someone else buys it, because more than once I've saved an item to try and buy it later and it was already gone. So if you see something for a very good price, don't hesitate to buy it. If you see something that is priced a little bit higher, feel free to make them like an offer. So you can actually, like, say something is 15 euros, you can make a counter offer at 12 euros, which is something I've done recently on a dress that I really liked, and it's up to the buyer to accept or decline the offer. I personally really enjoy using Vinted. There's also websites such as eBay. There's also Marktplaats, which is a Dutch-Belgian kind of mix of website. So I really do enjoy looking at secondhand websites to find my clothing. Do know that some people just resell clothes on eBay mainly. I know there's a few resellers on Vinted nowadays as well. I personally try to avoid those. One, because they ask too high of a price for the items, and I prefer to actually buy things that are not brand new or that come from someone who has actually bought it from the brand directly, so I know it's not like a counterfeit item, etc. But this very first option to buy secondhand is personally one of my favorites and one of those that I have been doing most lately. Another option of buying your clothes is buying them at festivals and events. This is something that I personally do a lot, so I always have like a spending budget whenever I go to festivals. Know that at those festivals you often have a mix between like bigger stores that have an in-person store at the festival, such as EMP, Queen of Darkness, Abandoned Store, I think the other one was called. I'm just talking right now about the stores that I remember from the Wave Gothic Treffen, but next to those stores who sell mainly like their own brand or Killstar and Punk Raven stuff, there's also smaller stores of independent, smaller companies that actually handmake clothes, and I actually really love looking at those as well. The one thing that I do want to tell is that those might be a little bit higher in price than the discount stores who sell like Killstar at 50% discount. However, you pay for quality, so I personally love to support like the more handmade things. So I would highly recommend, if you're going to a festival, to at least have some extra budget to be able to try on clothes there and buy clothes there, and especially from the smaller brands, the handmade brands that are available there. Now what I also do is, if I like some things but they don't have my size, which happens a lot, or I need to get something custom made because I'm quite tall, I take their card and then afterwards I can send them a message online or place an order at their online shop. So buying things at festivals is something that I do very regularly, mainly because I get to try on the clothing. The third type of shopping that I would highly recommend is to going to actual physical goth stores. If you Google goth store and then your country, you might be able to find some online. However, if you live in Belgium like me, I can guarantee you that you won't find many, because I think we only have 2 right now. And I haven't been to any of those recently. There's one in Antwerp which is called Black Witch, and it is actually right next to the Geeky Cauldron, or in the same street as the Geeky Cauldron, which is a geeky cafe. Now I haven't been to Black Witch ever since they switched location, so I can't tell you if they have a variety of clothes or brands, or I actually don't know because I haven't been there in such a long time. We used to have more stores, but they all closed down, unfortunately. There's a second goth store which is located in Brussels. I'm not sure of the name anymore. Again, there used to be 4 right next to each other. So you had one that was like geared more towards metalheads, which had like band shirts and stuff, and alchemy jewelry. Another one that sold one specific brand, I think it was Iron Fist. And then 2 other shops who sold like Hell Bunny and then Demonia Boots, New Rock, and then a few other brands as well. But I don't know how many of those still exist. I know of one for sure, which is located next to the Grand Place in Brussels. So it's like the big square, like the city center of Brussels. So there's a gallery right next to it, and there is one of those shops. Again, I cannot tell you exactly which brands they have, what they have on offer, how reasonable their pricing is, because I haven't been there in such a long time. The fourth way, and this is the way that I actually buy a lot of my clothes, is from collective websites, is what I'm gonna call them. What are these websites? These are websites that sell a variety of brands of clothing. My favorite one is absolutely Attitude Holland. It is 100% the website at which I order most of all, and especially I keep an eye out on their big sales, which they do twice a year, once around the summer and one in the winter. Those are the sales that I look at, and whenever I buy extra shoes, etc., it's in the sales. I also do shop there regularly in like the rest of the year, but only when I need specific items. My hair dye comes from there. They have Killstar, they have Punkrave, they have Hell Bunny, they have lots of brands, and for me it's kind of like a one-stop shop. And whenever I order there, I almost always have discount codes that are active, or I have saved up points, because when you order there you get points for every order, and then I have another coupon that I can use. So for me, Attitude Holland is one of my favorite websites. They also have super good customer support. I was in between sizes or not sure which size to take, and they really helped me super good on like getting the sizing of items right. Other shops that I've also ordered at are Large or EMP. They are the same website depending on the country you're in. Another website that I really enjoy is Phantasmagoria. However, I don't order there super often because they offer kind of the same products as Attitude Holland does, and I order at Attitude Holland for my hair dye anyway, so I combine my orders there. There's a bunch more websites, and I will of course be linking more in the description box of this video. So Empedicon is one of them, Abandon Shop is one of them, Nyctophilia Shop in Germany is also one of them. I will recommend you all of the websites in the description box of this video so you can check them out. And lastly, I want to quickly mention that you can of course order from brands directly. Killstar has their own website, Queen of Darkness, New Rock, Hell Bunny, Punkrave, etc. They all have their own brand websites. Now do make sure if you order from one of those websites that you have a look at where the shop is based, and if you will have any import taxes added to your order once it gets to you. And that's the reason why there's 3 Killstar websites. You have the US version, the UK version, and the European version. So make sure that you order from the right one. I personally do this Only rarely still, I just compare the pricing on reseller websites such as Attitude Holland and on the actual Killstar website, for example, and then I will see where I will order and what other things I need. This is for me an option that I don't use as often because, well, I prefer to buy secondhand than to buy new, but know that this is also an option that is available, of course. So the things I would recommend most to shop for your clothing is to first look at secondhand options online or in stores if you can. Second, to actually buy from physical stores, whether it be at festivals or in your country. I think those two are like the absolute best options. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. All of the information about these shops can be found in the description box of this video. And if you have anything you want to add to this video, feel free to do so in a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy the future ones, so feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye!